kind of given how society is now, how do you see feminism today with young women? And then what do you predict is going to happen in the next 5-10 years? Are we getting better? Is it getting worse? What are your thoughts in general on that?
So I was actually very interested in Tate culture, I guess I'm going to call it. So I'm going to put you in that orbit of Tate culture, all of these male influencers that were coming out and calling girls bitchs and hoes and all this stuff, and people sat back and were like, oh my god, this is horrible, whatever. But I'm like, wait a second, whatever you think about him, whatever you think about Tristan, whatever you think about Myron, this culture got very big very quickly, and there's got to be something there, right? What was actually happening was you got Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate and you got Myron Gaines because you perpetuated a culture of Lena Dunhams, right? So you're acting like men just got tired of it, is what happened. Beneath that was a horribly toxic culture where women were dictating the terms to men, and every time a man did something that actually felt natural to them, you called it toxic masculinity. You can't blame the culture, Tate culture, until you are ready to address where this actually came from, which was women constantly bashing men over the head and telling them that masculinity, full stop, was wrong.
Candace speaking about her decisions to learn more about the men-centric content, if you want to call it manosphere content, whatever, red pill content, I think is important, right? Because it shows that she wants to go layers deep in order to try to understand. And of course, if you see such a monumental intercultural shift of men gravitating towards this type of content, recognizing why that is will help you understand more about the cultural shifts that are happening. A couple of years back, we reached end stage feminism, where not only men were thought lesser of, but also women's accountability were removed for bad behavior. And that's through decades of unchecked feminist propaganda.
What's your approach to kind of combating this problem from a female perspective? First,
you have to understand the origin of feminism, right? You have to understand that this was not a culture and an ideology that came because they wanted women to have equal rights with men, okay? This was a CIA-sponsored PSYOP. Gloria Steinem was sponsored by the CIA, okay? These protests were sponsored by men in government. A lot of them homosexual, actually. And the reason for that was simply because they wanted to tax, it was actually twofold, I would say. They wanted to tax household income both ways. And also they wanted women to, instead of focusing on their kids, which comes natural to women, right, to be the quote unquote, like I say, CEO of the household, they wanted to remove that and to have the children given to the government for 6 hours a day.
The most important thing in there is the weakening of families, because it's easier to control a matriarchal family than a patriarchal family.